Morning everyone, welcome to the channel. This week I'm going to be I'm working in a warehouse. They've got a load of high bay light fittings, the son fittings. Half of them not working. They're all in the wrong position, well most of them are in the wrong position, which I'll show you in now when we go in. So my task is to change the fittings, so the centre of the aisles, there's 3 aisles, centre of the aisles, and replace them for LED. So I'm using the UFO type. I'll show you one when we go in, unbox them, but I'm using the UFO type suspended one off jack chain. So I'm going to suspend them off the purlins. And yes, I've got 15 of these to change. These ones are, the manufacturer is Luminor. I've used a lot of their products now, and they're really good, but you can purchase their products through Cosmo Electrical wholesaler, and they're online. They're really great service. So I've used most of their fittings now, LEDs, down lights, LED strip lights, down lights. Obviously we've got these, and the service and quality is great. So you get 5-year warranties on these. You've got Philips LED drivers on these ones. But yeah, so we'll go and have a look inside in a minute. Just waiting for them to open up. I've got a scissor lift coming in a minute as well. Hopefully they'll open up before that arrives. But yeah, so I'll see you in now, and then I'll show you a bit more on the light fittings that we're fitting and the way it looks now. Yeah, it's an interesting job this week. So I'll be on a scissor lift pretty much all week on my own, so I'm going to be well isolated. There's going to be someone else here in case there's any issues, obviously for safety for myself and them. So someone's going to be here all week, and yeah, so it should be a nice job. I'll show you what the lighting looks like when we go in and what we're going to change it to. Yeah, I've not used this actual light fitting yet, so I don't know what it's going to look like. I've seen pictures and things like that, but they're 150 watt, these ones. I think you can get them up to 240 or 250 in this make, so it should be more than enough. They look really good. I've unboxed one, they do look really good. I'll show you when we go in anyway. But yeah, see you in there. Right, we're now inside the warehouse, just so you can get an idea of the lights that are here. They're the fittings, high bays that they've got now. So that one's not even working, that one's not working. And if you look down here, these are all skylights in the roof. There is no light fittings in the centre. The lights are above the rack in now, and them 2 are not working. Probably 3, there's another one now. And the ones on this side are all above here as well, or the ones that are working. I think there's only 2 that are working this side. So as you can see, we're going to laser down now. It's like what I've done this side. I'm about to so this is the 3rd row got to do. This one is almost centre, but I mean the trunking's going to stay. We're just going to take the fittings off, centre it. So I've put a laser. I've got my laser there. I'm going to measure between the racking, both ends. I'm going to laser a straight line, and I'm going to jack chain from the purlins at equal distances. I'm going to jack chain them down no lower than the air conditioning or the trunking, so it's not going to be the lowest point, it'll be just above, and then level them off because the roof's different levels. So level them off, and then that should give a nice light down here. So I've got 3 rows to do. This one's got 3 lights. The second row's got 6, and then the 3rd row has got 6 as well. So let's see the fuse board down there as well. So you can, it should be quite a nice job. And you're just waiting for me scissor lift at the moment. But while I'm waiting for that, I'll show you the light fittings. So you can get these from Cosmo Electrical wholesalers. So it's cosmoelectrical.com. I'll leave the link down below. These are the 150 watt versions, UFOs. I think they've got T-Song written on, which feeds the LEDs and stuff, but through Luminor is the manufacturer. Quite a nice looking fitting. They're not that heavy either, really. So these are 150 watt, and they come with a Philips driver. It's actually dimmable as well, so it says dim. Didn't know that. Okay, so it's actually dimmable. Yeah, I've just had to. They come flat packed. These aren't connected on, so I've just put 2 screws now. 2 screws the other side, and then it comes with this little sort of catenary link. So when I jack chain it, I'll just hook this onto the jack chain, just in case for whatever reason these screws fail through heat or whatever. It's a bit of extra security there that they provide. So I'm going to go level up the other side. Also, what I'm going to do here to connect them, I'm going to put I'm going to chop box this one. I was going to do lighting connectors, but I couldn't get hold of them in time, so and I wanted something a little bit discreet, but because it is going to be here, so I'm going to chop box them. And I've got some flex. I'm going to run some flex over to, I think above these fittings there's click plugs, I believe. I'm hoping, I'm sure I see it on a couple of fittings. But if I'm wrong, I have to get some boxes, turn them into clicks. And then I'm going to go up the stud, where it's all supported, up the stud, onto the purlin. And then I've got beam clamps, and then I'm going to come down in the jack chain and cable tie it down. So I've got some 1mm 3/4 flex. I've got my ferrule crimper. I'm going to put some ferrules on the end, but I'll show you that when we're up there. Okay, so we're up the scissor lift. I've just done the first 3 lights in this row, which I'll show you now, if you can see those over there. But this light here, I'm trying to take it down. Look how bad that is, the cables going through that grommet, how tight. Yeah, there is no, get a better angle. There is no slack on them, they're so tight. No doubt they've been hit by the scissor, the forklift at some point, and it slid the light down the channel. But yeah, what I'm doing is hanging these UFOs off of the purlin. I bolted it to the purlin, bit of jack chain down. It's got the safety strap on there. Put a chop box on it. I was thinking of crimping and that, but I thought, well, for maintenance purposes, they just remove the light. It's easier to take it out of the chop box, then cut the crimps off and cables shorter. So I tied it down the stud. What I do is I put a stuffing gland in here, which is what I've done to the other 2. Stuffing gland in here, and then crimp them to those. And then once this one's done, so my laser's over there. Once this one's done, I'll switch these 3 on and see what they look like. what you've probably just seen, some people will probably take a disliking to, is that I've used connector blocks and chop blocks and that. I mean, the chop box is a very basic way with connector blocks to join in the cables. I had the original plans for this was to put it all in clip boxes and or little Wago boxes and you know, do it all really nicely with a clip box at the supply end. But you start high in the way you want to do things, and when you quote them and they drive you down and they drive you down. Oh, can you do this? Oh, what about if you do that? And then obviously then things like the scissor lift come into play, the cost of the scissor lift, and oh, can you put in a scissor lift? You've got the job, you put in the scissor lift, and things like that. You know, there's quite a cost. It's over £300 for the scissor lift for the week. So just that little bit nicer I've had to not do because of the amount of money that I've had to drop in my quote to win the job. There is a limit, you know, he wanted more, and I said that's it, you know, this is my final thing, you know, other than that there's no point in doing the job, because you've got to set yourself a limit, like a daily rate or however you price your jobs. I have a daily rate that I do, and then my profit goes on top of that, and obviously material costs you can put 5-10%, you know, some put 12%, depends obviously whatever you're comfortable putting on material. You all right, mate? No, it's fine, perfect, thank you. I've got the air conditioning on, like literally in my face, as you can see, 32 amp air conditioning unit, and it was set quite warm, and it was just like, so the guys just asked if it's down low enough now, and yeah, it is. I was going to be in my pants in a minute. Yeah, so as I was saying, and I reduced my cost, so I have a daily rate, and then you put bits of materials and things like that. So there's little areas that you add little bits and stuff like that, you know, you'll be happy without going mad. So I've cut right back on the material side of things. My markup has gone lower. I'm really at my basic, I'm at my daily rate now, so the profit on top of my daily rate's gone. So I've had to make a few savings in a few other places just to make sure I'm okay, because there still could be hidden. To be honest, what I didn't notice in this is that there's no, it's all singles inside this channel, but there's no earthing. There's no earthing inside this, so it's the actual channel that's the earth. So I'm basically self-tapping too. They originally clamped around the nut up there, which some of these hangers, if you lift the trunk out, it comes off the purlin, so it's pointless. So I'm doing it to the channel, and I'll check at the other end that it's still connected. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, using the material that I am. My first choice isn't chop blocks and that, definitely not. But I'm still like using things like ferrule crimps, you know. I'm still putting ferrule crimps on the end. I'm doing the best job I can with the minimalistic tip materials, really. But yeah, that's you know, not all jobs go this way. Good cost savings, but you know, it's just thrown emergency lighting on me as well. So I've got to quote that, maybe I can claw a bit about, I don't know. Which is all fair, they want a good price, but also you sort of get what you pay for. It's the same old thing. So yeah, let us know down in the comments below what you do, your pricing and things like that. But yes, it's a hard one. I really want to use the best stuff that's out there, but you know, there's not the money in it. So okay, so I'm over halfway now, putting these lights up. As you, I'll show you now what it looks like with the new fittings. If you can notice the difference from before. So these are 150 watt light fittings, and they are really bright. Yeah, well, I'm really impressed with how they've gone. They're happy here as well, they can actually see something. So with the lights off, I'm on the last row now. This is with the lights off. Obviously the lights are on top of the racking. If they weren't for these skylights, it'd be pitch black in here. There's a robin. Couple of robins in here. Yeah, so I'm going to start mounting all the fittings, and then he's going to move the pallets so I can get to the wire room and take the old fittings down. I can extend the scissor out if I need to over, and then get to the fittings. And then I'll probably tomorrow I'll do this side, get those pallets down, and they've just asked me to wire some emergency lighting, so I'm just going to put a price to them tonight to do that. It's going to be very basic emergency lighting on the fire exits. You got one down there, you got one around the corner there. There's a door. Obviously the shutter is not a fire exit. So gonna probably put a couple down there, a couple lighting this area, one lighting this area with some like twin spots or something. Maybe a bulkhead outside the doors. Just a basic system. So you've got skylights. That's never going to be pitch black unless it's at night, but they're usually at home by then. Okay, so that's that job basically finished. I'm not showing you the whole journey of doing all 15 lights, because once you've seen one or two, you've seen them all. So let me know in the comments down below what you would have done different, or if you've used those fittings before, if you would have used a different fitting. It's my first time using the UFOs. I actually am really impressed with them. And so they're on jack chains, so if the forklift does hit them, they'll just swing around. They feel quite robust. But yeah, in terms of what I've used, I mean, there's a couple of light fittings that had click roses, so I managed to renew the click rose. I've got a couple of spares in the van, so I'll put new click roses and plugs. So where I've done, I could do it nicer, I have. But yeah, I've had to cut just a couple of corners just to save a little bit of cost, but it's all still as safe as it was before. So yeah, it's quite interesting really, because there was four rows. There's about 21 lights in total that I took down of the high bays. Now each light fitting had a 400 watt halide lamp in it, but it's a lot. They weren't all working, but if you imagine they were all working, almost not good off the top of my head. So 21 times 400, so 8.4 kilowatt. 8.4 kilowatt. That's amazing. That's without the 8 AC units that they've got there. I mean, I've got to do an EICR there over the next day or two, so I'm going to check the demand on the board, because this board's got 8 40 amp AC units put onto it. I obviously had 4 lighting circuits, which could have potentially pulled 8.4 kilowatts. Obviously, it wasn't all working, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, it's probably just under the limit. I had a 100 amp main switch on the board, but yeah, it's all 3 phase. But yeah, I'd have to have a bit of a line. Maybe put a clamp meter on it and see what it's drawing when they're all on, because the AC's running pretty much 24 hours a day in there because of the goods they're storing. Yeah, so it's interesting. We've gone from 8.4 kilowatts. I'm putting 15 lights in because some of the rows were over the top of, as you see in the video, over the top of the racking, which is completely useless. So I put 15 lights in, and they're 150 watts each, so it's 2.25 kilowatt. It's like a 75% saving, which is amazing. You think back in what, 8 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. It's got to be about, yeah, maybe about 8 years. LEDs were just starting to come in, you know, a little bit expensive, but you know, you were still fitting your 600 by 600 tubes, fittings, grid fittings with your tubes, and I remember doing them, and so painful, you know, putting all the tubes in, then finding broken tubes, taking them out, some not working, and then obviously the diffusers, pain in the arse with the diffusers, and getting your gloves on so they don't put fingerprints on, and like all those days, it don't seem that long ago, but obviously 8 years ago. And then the guy I was doing work for at the time, he used to pretty much take the piss out of me when I used to, because I was in the energy saving environment for work back then, and I was on it. I was doing office refurbs with LED lighting conversions, you know, the tubes at the time, and you know, the savings, it was like 66% saving or something like that, and then, you know, putting PIRs in and making it up to about 80% saving in there. So I was doing all that, and then when I left and went to work for a friend of mine, he was always, I used to say, oh, see if they want LED lighting, you know, it's really good, you know, they would save a lot of money. And it's become a bit of a joke, you know, every time, so, oh yeah, I'll see if there's one LED light and all this light, and used to take the piss out of me basically. Now look where we are, 8 years down the line, pretty much all we fit, 99% of what we fit is LED. Who's laughing now? So jokes on him, but it's, you know, the world is moving so quickly. But anyway, that's the job. I mean, he's just asked me about emergency lighting as well. Can I fix? He thought there was emergency lights in these lights, and I was like, no. You haven't asked me a quote for emergency lighting. I've just put in replacing the lighting you've got. So I'm putting in some emergency lights. If I'd have known, I probably would have rewired all the circuits and done everything more. But then he's on a budget, so when someone's on a budget, it's really hard to do what you want to do a really nice job, like to make a real good, nice job of it. But if they're on a budget, there's not a lot you can do about it. You try and come down. There's a point that you go to, which let me know in the comments what you guys would go to and stuff. But you know, you come down to a certain point where it's like, you know what, I'm not really going to make much money out of this now. You know, you just draw the line and go, sorry. You know, obviously this day and age with the, you know, the coronavirus being around, and you know, need to take as much work as I can get. So I have work. A lot of work's been put on hold because of it and the type of work it is. So when other things like this come up, you know, I'm quite keen to win the job. But obviously I do have standards, like we all do. I have standards, so I try and do the best job I can. So yeah, I've done it. It's a minimalistic job of a lighting conversion. It's not how I really wanted to do it, but it works. They are over the moon. It's about 3 times as bright as it used to be. They can see everything now, and they're really happy. So I've got to do some emergency lighting, just the exit doors and stuff like that. There's no offices in there or anything like that. Well, there is offices there, but they don't use any of it. But so I'm going to do some emergency lighting now, very basic. So, and then I'm going to get the EICR done. There's 2 boards there, so I'll probably put a clamp meter on the AC board and that with well, there's a lot more on AC coming off of it, and then see what that's pulling. I think it's just within the limits, but we'll have a look at that, get that done. He's given me some work elsewhere as well, which is good, so I'm happy. Yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe down below, and ring the bell, and you'll know when I'm posting a new video. I haven't been posting so much lately. I've been doing some filming. I have got a lot of videos built up. I haven't had a lot of time to put them together and get them out, so I'm going to try and concentrate a bit more on my time in doing it now. So hopefully there'll be some more regular, you know, every couple of weeks or something like that, regular videos coming up online. So, but thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.